Hello and good morning and welcome to Morning Mindset on this wonderful Tuesday. It's so hot here in Egypt. I hope the weather is nice wherever you are, and I'm super excited to talk to you today. We're still unpacking our VA finance, but also I was literally just watching a video. I don't normally watch videos in the morning, but for some reason it came up. Good morning, Anna. For some reason it came up today, and there's obviously a message within this video. I always feel like there's things that people need to hear within these things that come up just before I end up doing this morning mindset, and I want to share that with you today. Then we're going to go into our VA finance tips, because we are releasing the VA finance level on Saturday. And then we're going to go in and do our daily accountability. So excited to be able to share this with you. So I was just watching a video interview with Lewis Howes, and he was interviewing a guy, and I should have really got his name. It was Dr. Doty, I think it was. Dory or Doty, something like that. And it was on YouTube. You can go and check it out on the Lewis Howes podcast YouTube channel. And it was something like really interesting. I talk a lot, we're on morning mindset right now. I talk a lot about manifestation in the universe, and how that we create our own reality, and that's so true. And that's something that runs throughout all of my business training, because for me, the business would never happen unless there was the right mindset and the right energy behind it. A lot of people don't give this stuff enough weight in what they're doing. They think if I go and just learn skills, I'll be able to develop a successful business. And it's not about the skills. It's not about how many qualifications you have. It's not about even basic things like your race, the color of your skin, your religion, where you grew up. It's not about these things. We all have, despite anyone, wherever we are, we all have the same mental capacity. So it was interesting how this guy was talking, and he'd been like he had a net worth of $80 million, and he went through the depression. He'd lost all his money, ended up $3 million in debt, and was able to get himself back out again. And it was just really interesting interview. But there was something that really stuck with me, and I thought definitely people need to hear this quote, something he said. And it was really this. He said, when I changed how I looked at myself, it changed how I looked at the world, and that changed how the world reacted to me. And that really, I don't know, that really just hit home, and I thought somebody here needs to hear this. It's like, if you want to change your circumstances, if you want to change how things are happening around you, if you want to attract more clients, if you want to attract more money, if you want to have a more fulfilling business, if you want to change the way your business is, obviously when we're running a service business, we rely a lot on people. We're doing active marketing online. We're doing active outreach to people to help us grow our business. We cannot sit on our own at home without any interaction from other people and grow our business. So this is really pertinent to everybody who wants to make a success of their lives. We need other people. Now, if we're having negative thoughts and feelings towards ourselves, and the way we look at ourselves is not the way we want other people to look at us, and then basically what it's saying is other people will look at us in the same way that we look at ourselves. And then once we start to change the way we look at ourselves, our perspective on the world will change. And that is really so true. And then that then leads on to the world looking at us differently as well. So I found that really powerful this morning. I really wanted to share it. There was one other thing as well that he talked about, and this I definitely get as well, in terms of if you're trying to manifest success, in terms of financial gains. He said the absolute best way to do this is the fundamental key to manifestation is when you want to contribute to the lives of others. So when you actually feel like I've got something so incredible to share, I want to get it in the hands of as many people as I can, or I want to serve as many people as I can, or I want to share my expertise with as many people as I can, because I know it can make them better. I know it can make their business better or their lives better. I know it can bring them a more fulfilling life, more time with their kids maybe, or something like that. So I think, again, like going back to virtual assistants, and this is interesting, so talking about the finance level this week, and now we're talking about, how you manifest that growth and success in your business through your mindset and mindful practices. That really it's all this combination of you valuing yourself enough to know that you have a lot of value to add to other people. And when you add that value to other people, you are going to become very financially successful because of it, because you truly want to add the value to other people, not just because you're going to get paid for it, but because you absolutely know this is going to really help people so much. And that was a really powerful message this morning that I wanted to share with you. So as we move on into the field of success, we are talking today about budgeting. So the one sourcing finance model is all working towards a budget. Now, a lot of VAs will struggle because they've got their hourly rate, they're quoting their hourly rate, and then clients are trying to box everything into a certain number of hours, which is always a problem. It makes the business too quantifiable for the client, and you're going to get certain problems with that, because they're going to want a certain amount of stuff, but in the end they're going to want you to squeeze it into a certain number of hours because their budget only fits those certain hours. So we want to move away from that. We want to get the client focused more on the results and what is going to happen as an outcome to you doing the work for them. So this is why I love to work with budgets, because I always say to the client, I have like a minimum budget on my website, like a minimum budget. You need at least this amount of money a month to be able to work with me, and then we can do a good amount within that budget, and I tailor that budget to the client. So the client never feels like, oh, well, you've got a package here, but I don't want that, but I want that. So, how are we going to, how is this going to work? Basically, I say, just tell me what your budget is, and then I'll be able to reverse engineer everything you need through consulting, create a plan, and then we can move forward. So you really need to learn how to do budget management. Now, I'm not talking about budget management as in, like costs and expenses of a business. I'm talking about when the client comes and says to you, okay, I've got 1,500 a month, and these are my big goals that I want to achieve. Where should I be investing my budget to be able to get there as quickly as possible? That type of thing. That is way better than trying to say, I need this, this, and this, and can you squeeze it into X number of hours? Okay, we're looking at the much bigger picture now. We're moving on virtual assistants to a much higher level. So you need to really know how to manage a budget, and it's really simple, and I've put all the formula inside one sourcing finance. You won't even have to put much thought into it because I've broken it down very, very clearly, and it works in a very, very simple way. So you learn how to basically reverse engineer the client's budget to be able to get them the things that they want inside their budget. But then you also can do something which I call client-led budgeting or client-driven budgeting. So again, this is what we were talking about, whereas you don't talk about the tasks and the things that need done. You talk about, okay, well, where do you want your business to be, and what do we need to do in order to help you get there, and what can we do within this budget where you're going to get the maximum amount of bang for your buck type thing. If that's a very American term. I think I've said it right, the bang for your buck. So then we need to really focus not on the hourly rate, but we need to focus on three things which are primary and key in order to have the client feel super comfortable with the fact that they're not knowing what tasks they're getting in a certain time frame. So the way we handle the timing aspect is with milestones. So instead of like telling the client, oh, this will take me half an hour and this will take me an hour and that will take me 4 hours and things like that, which you really want to get away from. You don't want to be going down that road. Instead, we use milestones. So we take certain tasks, certain items, certain projects, and then we lump them into a milestone, and then we set a time frame for the milestone. So we're not being like laser focused in like, oh, it's going to take me so and so to write this copy and then create the graphic and things like that. No, we're like lumping everything together. We're looking at the big picture. Then we go into deliverables, which is the activity. So the client will be able to switch into the mode of, oh, well, the activity is a certain amount of hours and a certain amount of work within those hours, and it goes more into what you're going to get. Okay, so when a client, and when you switch into this mode, the client will really be on board, because they're like, okay, well, I understand I'm still going to get this. I'm not worried about the time frame anymore because I know I'm going to get what I want. And then finally, we have our results, which is our measurables. So when we add the measurables in, we are totally sealing the deal with the client, because the measurables show, yes, I know that when I hand over this budget, I am going to get these things, but I'm also going to be able to see where my investment is paying off. So we have these measurables so the client can see, yes, I know why this has been a good investment. So what we're doing in this next phase of the finance level in one sourcing is we're really drilling down into the budget aspect. We're really drilling down into how we communicate the budget, and we're really drilling down into how we make that budget work and make it profitable, so we get what we want on our side from in terms of income, and the client gets what they want in terms of being able to get much closer to their goals and not focusing on this hourly rate. So that's what we're going to be doing. That was today's don't break the budget, as in don't break the budget. You want to keep the budget together, you want to keep it clean, you want to keep it focused, and you want that working, because that's what's going to keep the client rolling forward. So I hope you found this morning mindset session helpful this morning. We had a bit of a mix up there, mash up, but I felt like I needed to share it. And now we're going to get into our daily accountability practice. So I'm super happy to do this. Remember, we got to focus on our goals. This is non-negotiable. So get your journals at the ready, and we're going to make a start now. And I shall see you back here tomorrow for another morning mindset. Thank you so much.
Before we begin, don't forget you can join me live online inside Virtual Co-working Space at www.virtualmissfriday.com/VCS. If you enjoy this session, give it a like. I'd love to hear from you, so write me a comment. And so you don't miss any updates, don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin. So now we're going to look for the positive with our gratitude. First, we'll spend 1 minute thinking of the day before. Thinking of all the things that happened, reflecting on work, interactions, relationships, memorable moments, and more. Now you'll write one thing down minimum that you're grateful for. You can, of course, write down more. Something good, something that went right, a small moment or a big win. The more you search for things to be grateful for, the more you will experience things to be grateful for. Now we're going to read out your goal. Make sure your goal is written down in a journal or somewhere you can easily access it. Read your goal now, ideally out loud, and commit to this goal. Believe it will happen. And by reading this daily, the universe knows clearly what your goal is, and the things begin to shift in the direction of your goal. Follow your instincts when this happens by taking action. Now you need to see your goal in visualization. Spend this minute thinking about the goal in your mind. See yourself taking steps towards the goal, or even better still, see yourself having already achieved the goal. Close your eyes and go there. Step into the feeling, step into the place, step into the accomplishment. And finally, it's time for your most important task. Set this task for today and make it relating to your goal. This could be something small like sending an email, recording a video, or making a phone call, or it could be bigger. Either way, one task a day is one step forward, and those steps will add up. Do what you can from where you are now. Set the intention, and the action will carry you towards your goal. Well done you for completing your daily co-create session. Have a fantastic day ahead, and I'll see you next time.